Welcome back. This is the final part in an 8-part mini-series about station permissions. If you haven't watched the first 7 parts, you should do so before watching this final episode. Otherwise, you may have difficulty understanding what is happening here. Remember, after the last episode, we set up the blocks in the stations so they are nicely organised to store trains, and we used critical blocks to prevent deadlocks. Next, we look at how direction changes can be handled during automatic routing without a route. Okay, so we are going to set up a sporadic shuttle sequence between yard 3 and the shuttle station. Sporadic because eventually, when we finish setting this up, sometimes the train will run continuously between yard 3 and the shuttle station, and sometimes it will run around the layout. When a train waits in yard 3 from either direction, we will use station permissions to send the train only to the shuttle station. So if a train enters yard 3 in direction previous, which is the anti-clockwise direction on this layout, and the train then completes a wait at yard 3, we want it to then be directed only to the shuttle station. Or if the train enters yard 3 travelling in direction next, the clockwise direction, and completes a wait, we want it then to be directed back into the shuttle station. Let's first set up the anti-clockwise direction. Open yard 3 properties and in the permissions tab set passenger to forbid and cargo to forbid, and leave shuttle set to allow. Now, when a train enters yard 3 travelling in the anti-clockwise direction and completes a wait, those permissions will be assigned to the train. So if the train continues in this direction, it will only be allowed to route to the shuttle station. Press OK to save the settings. The train enters the shuttle station and completes the 100% wait. So its station permissions then get assigned to the train. From this station, the train can only travel in a clockwise direction. So the next stations it meets are yard 3 or 4. We are going to change the permissions in the shuttle station so that only yard 3 will be used. So set yard 4 to forbid and leave yard 3 set to allow. Press OK to save the settings. That means iTrain can randomly choose to pass through yard 3 without waiting, or stop and wait. Because the chance of a wait is set at 50%. If a wait occurs, we want the train to shuttle back to the shuttle station. There are two ways we could achieve that. One way uses the change direction parameter in the station. The other way uses station permissions. The change direction parameter has the advantage that we can randomize the chance that a direction change will occur if set to less than 100%, or to always occur if set at 100%. But its disadvantage is that the change of direction parameter applies to both directions of entry into the station. The other disadvantage is the change of direction parameter is ignored in stations where reservation continue is being used. And, of course, we are using reservation continue in all the yards, in conjunction with the increase in block reservation count, to allow us to view the complete route in these exercises. On your running layout, the reservation count would be typically reduced to 2. And most, if not all, the reservation continue settings should be changed back to none. But you may still have certain stations where reservation continue is desired on the running layout. So the use of change direction would be affected if used in that station, so bear that in mind. Using station permissions, however, we can effectively restrict change of direction to one direction of entry. To do that, in this example, in the yard 3 permissions, we will set forbid in yard 2. When the train enters yard 3 from this direction and a wait occurs, the station permissions will be assigned to the train. The path in the clockwise direction is blocked because entry into yard 2 is forbidden. So the iTrain routing algorithm looks for another path in the other direction. The only path it can take is back to the shuttle station, because the station permissions forbid entry into the passenger and cargo stations. The path to the shuttle station is viable, so it is selected. Press OK to save the settings. If no wait occurs in yard 3, the train can pass through and enter yard 2, because the train will still have this shuttle station permissions assigned, which allow the use of yard 2. So let's see that in operation. Okay, so the train is in the passenger station at the moment, so its properties will have been assigned to the train, which allows the use of all of the stations on this layout. So if we click the start button. iTrain has chosen an automatic route that passes all the way around this layout. Remember, we set up this special situation where we have revealed a complete lap of the circuit. We want a situation where a wait is going to occur in yard 3, so we can trigger this shuttle route. So let's stop and restart a route until we eventually get a scenario where a wait will occur in yard 3. So there we are. A wait is occurring in yard 3. The train is passing through these 2 yards, and note that it is using only the bottom block when it is passing through a yard, and keeping these top 2 blocks reserved for when we want the trains to wait. So let's progress this around by double clicking on each of the feedbacks in turn. The train now enters yard 3, where it will stop and perform its wait. So its station properties will then be assigned to the train, and those properties say that the train is forbidden using the passenger or cargo stations, but is allowed to use the shuttle station. We're travelling in this direction, so iTrain chooses a route into the shuttle station. So we progress this around. The train is now going to enter the shuttle station, where a wait will occur, because in train types we have a 100% wait set in this particular station. When that wait occurs, the shuttle station's permissions will now be assigned to the train. On exiting this station, the only way the train can travel is in this clockwise direction, so towards yard 3 and 4. We have set up the permissions to allow the use of yard 3, but to forbid use of yard 4. So iTrain has chosen a route which uses yard 3, and because within yard 3 in train types we have set the percentage chance of a wait to 50%. That means 50% of the time that it uses this station it will pass through without waiting, and 50% of the time it will choose to stop and wait. This particular instance, it has chosen to pass through yard 3, so a wait has not occurred here, so its station permissions for yard 3 will not be assigned to the train. The shuttle's station permissions will remain assigned to the train, and it allows use of yard 3, which it has done. It allows use of yard 2, which it has done and chosen to pass through. It allows use of yard 1, which it has done and chosen to pass through, and then comes round and into the passenger station, where a 100% wait will always occur, so it will stop and wait here. Let's progress it around. by again double clicking on each of these. It comes into the passenger station. It will perform a wait. So now the passenger station's permissions will be assigned to the train. It allows use of all of the stations on this layout, and it has chosen a path that takes it through for a wait in yard 1. We want to see a scenario where it is going to use yard 3, so we will stop and restart until we see that scenario appear. There we go. So iTrain is routing into yard 3. Let's progress that round. So a wait is going to be performed here, which means yard 3's station permissions will be assigned to the train, and its permissions say that the train is forbidden from using yard 2. So the route cannot continue in this direction. So iTrain looks for a route in the other direction, and here it is forbidden entry into passenger and cargo, can only use shuttle. So we can progress it round into this station, and now we are back into the little shuttle route. Its station permissions have been assigned to the train, allowing use of yard 3, and this time it is randomly chosen to wait. So it comes into yard 3, performs the wait, again assigns its permissions, which only allow use of the shuttle station. So we're going to go back. We have caused a change of direction in an automatic route. And let iTrain perform the wait. Let's see what it chooses this time, and it has chosen to pass through yard 3 without performing a wait. So its station permissions will not be assigned to the train. Therefore iTrain is allowed to use yard 3 because the station permissions are still assigned to the train, and so the train can pass through and use yard 2 where it has chosen to wait. Its station permissions will now be assigned to the train, and because it has waited in yard 2, remember we set this up so that it then does not have to wait again in one of the off-scene yards. So it continues through and back into the passenger station, and this then just keeps repeating. It will sporadically go into this shuttle route, and then occasionally, depending on the percentage chance of a wait that we have set here, it will either use yard 3 and continue a shuttle sequence, or pass through and around. So that all appears to be working nicely. Just a reminder that when you are using this on a live running layout, you should change your block reservation count back to 2, and the reservation type in the stations should be reset to their default of none. We have just set it up like this so we can see a complete reserved path around this layout. So that is all for this little mini series about station permissions. As I've said earlier, it has become one of my favourite features of iTrain 5.1. So that's all for this tutorial. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye for now.